Welcome to I Have a New Interest and I want to talk about it. Formula One edition. Basically, I like Formula One. I've liked it for a while and I've gotten more into it recently, and I thought I would make this little video because I bought a really expensive Lego set about it. I actually already built most of it. It looks so cool. Oh my god. And I thought I would finish building it and at the same time talk to you guys a little bit about why I like Formula One and how I got into it and how I kind of want to make some videos about it sometimes and about what. And also we can finish building this beauty. It's huge. I don't even know if you can see it all properly, but it doesn't have wheels yet. Let's go. We have the manual of the last bag. Obligatory shit ton of stickers with advertisers on it, and we have the wheels in this box, but it's not their turn yet, so they'll stay in the box for now. I'm horrendous at multitasking. This is a grave mistake. I'm either not going to be talking or I'm going to not build. Well, I've made my bed, now I'll lie in it, I guess. So I got into Formula One 2 years ago because my partner likes Formula One and they started watching the then 5th season of Drive to Survive, which Drive to Survive is a slightly dramatized documentary series about Formula One. Each season is one Formula One season, so 1 year. And this was the 5th season. And I was like, oh, it's nice to be interested in your partner's interests. So I was like, hey, we can watch this together if you want. So we did that. They gave me some explanations for stuff I didn't, quite understand. I think they explained some stuff at the beginning of the documentary series, so people who are not already into Formula One can also understand what the fuck is going on. So we watched the full season. It is quite dramatized. Like, you get an idea of what the personalities of the drivers are. Is that accurate? I don't know. I don't know these people. But you get an idea of who the drivers are, who you like more, who you like less, / just kind of what their history is, their vibe. I mean, a lot of it obviously is also framing, like editing does a lot. I'm trying to be very mindful of the fact that a lot of things that I see and like what I built my opinion on about certain people is not necessarily accurate. But basically, I watched this first season and then I was a little hooked and decided to watch the previous 4 seasons as well. Without any knowledge of what the Real Housewives is like, I imagine it's kind of like that. I don't know, it's just very dramatized and things are probably not as interpersonally dramatic as they are made out to be. At that point, I'd watched all 5 seasons and I was like, yeah, okay, now that I actually have an idea of who these people are, when I see their cars going around, that should be more interesting. So I decided to watch some Formula One, like some actual races, because the Drive to Survive seasons come out at the beginning of, or like a couple of weeks before the start of the Formula One season. I actually started watching from like the 2nd race or 3rd race, maybe even the 1st, I'm not sure, of the 2023 season, which unfortunately, if people are familiar, was quite a boring season because Red Bull had a really strong car and a really strong driver. And I think there was one race out of 23 that was won by a non-Red Bull driver. So it was a little boring in that way. But I stuck with it and we watched a lot of the races. Last year, due to my job, I was less able to watch races, but I still watched the summaries. And then in the last few months, I've gotten more into it. I've also found out actually that some of my friends are into it as well, which I didn't know, which was really funny because we independently got into it in a very similar way and with like similar focus. Because I think there's some people who watch it for the cars, there's some people who watch it for the drivers. There's different reasons or different aspects of the sport that you find interesting. And I think that's fairly normal. And yeah, that's really exciting to have other people to talk to about this. I guess next question would be, what team / driver do I like? I like them all equally. I don't know. I have a soft spot for Ferrari. Maybe it's because their car actually was kind of cool, except for all the horrendous advertising. But I don't know. I just do. Tiny HP logo. I think for me, it's drivers I like first, and then depending on what team they're in, I will root for that team. So I like Charles Leclerc, the way they framed his backstory sort of in Drive to Survive endeared me to him a lot. He also seems like a sweet person. I like Alex Albon. He seems very sweet. I like Lewis Hamilton. He seems kind. And I think the fact that he is to this day the only black driver is, it's sad, but it's also even more impressive, everything he's done. So the fact that Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton are both a Ferrari has made me a Ferrari girly, I suppose. There's other teams where I'll be like, oh, that's cool that they're winning, but I think probably Ferrari I want to win the most, which I know I've chosen suffering with that. I hope it's not going to be the case this year, but who knows. Where do you go? Ooh, we're making the halo. That's a chaotic angle. Where's the red one? That's very sick. In case there's someone watching who doesn't know, this was introduced not very long ago, and it's supposed to protect the driver's head when they roll, mostly. Or when another car goes over them. That's also happened. Side note, I've not been a sports girly ever in my life. The only sport I've said I enjoy is ice skating, ice dancing, the pair skating and stuff like that. That's so cool. Oh my god. Like, how do you look that beautiful while also being like in peak athletic condition and also like at that speed and like, no. Oh my god. Incredibly cool. So I'm a sports girly now for ice skating and Formula 1 exclusively. Oh, also, other drivers I like, outside of Charles Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton, Alex Albon, I like Oscar Piastri as well. His team radios and some of his social media stuff was hilarious. I really like his sense of humor. He seems very like deadpan funny. Those four are probably the ones I'm rooting for the most, but I try not to fall into like the stan culture too much because all of these people are so, human. They're also all rich. At least now, but probably also were before, because this is also a sport full of money. Which leads me to my next point, which is I struggled thinking about whether or not I wanted to talk about Formula 1 because, some of the countries they race in are not super democratic. Quite a few of them, depending on how you look at it. There's a lot of money in there. There is an insane amount of privilege to even be able to race. I think these underdog stories of like our family didn't have any money and they still kind of made it work that I could be in racing stories are few and far between. I think there's a lot of people in racing who have parents or other family members who are racers. Also the fact that a lot of them live in Monaco and probably don't pay any taxes. Like, there's a lot of things that bother me about the sport, and when I talk about it, I don't want to ignore that, but I want to make clear this is not a reason I like the sport. This is more of a reason why I was hesitant to even talk about it. But at the end of the day, it's also something I really enjoy. I also obviously dislike the fact that there is not a single woman in Formula 1 at the moment, and I hope that changes. I mean, we could probably talk at length about all the factors that play into that, but there is a women-only series, which is F1 Academy. I think it's really cool that that exists. Clearly it's necessary. So I'm aiming to watch some of those races, and maybe I'll talk about Formula 1 Academy as well, because I think showing interest in the women-only series would be a great indicator to the forces that make these things happen, to show that that is something that is wanted, and then hopefully there'll be women in Formula 1, because I truly do not believe that there is like any kind of actual physical indicator that says that women are incapable of driving as well as a man. That sounds like bullshit to me. I don't think that's true. I think it's all social and socioeconomic and like those kinds of factors that are the reason that women are not currently in F1 as drivers. That is. I don't know if it's queer friendly, considering some of the countries that the races take place in. I'm going to lean towards no. So I was really not sure if I should be making videos about it, because does it even align with my personal convictions? Is it maybe just a guilty pleasure that I consume in private and I don't want to actually talk about it? Because I have no illusion that I'm changing anyone's mind here. This is a tiny channel. I'm just doing it for fun. But regardless, you still kind of influence people. Again, I'm aware that probably not me specifically, but I still thought it was worth thinking about. I think it has its flaws, for sure, many of them. But I think, especially as fans, we can also be part of like making it better, as a community. I think that's possible. And I think it's important. And it's important, especially as women, as queer people, to interact with these things and say like, listen, this is not great, but it can be changed. I'm not saying that me building a huge ass like a Ferrari is that. It's just fun. So yeah, if you know of other women and or queer Formula One content creators, do let me know. I would love to follow them. I would love to hear their input and the things they talk about, because that I think would be really cool. I thought another thing that we could talk about is last weekend I went to the Formula One exhibition at the Excel Center. I think it's finished now. I think right now as I'm filming this, it's like the last weekend you can go. So this is not an endorsement or a recommendation or anything like that. But it was really fun. They had like multiple Formula One cars. They had the RB18B, I think. So it was the 2021 car, the Red Bull. So the one that Max Verstappen won his first World Drivers' Championship with, which was really cool. There was also Lewis Hamilton's 2018 car, so another one who won the World Drivers' Championship in, so also cool. They also had like Ayrton Senna's car and some other older ones. They had a bunch of helmets and like some race suits and stuff like that. You could really see like how they evolved over time, which was really cool. We actually spent a lot more time there than I anticipated. I think it said it was going to take like an hour and a half. We were there for 3.5 hours and then spent 20 minutes in the gift shop going through the 5 stages of grief at the prices. I bought a pin. It cost £10. It's cute. It was £10. There was a Ferrari shirt that cost 80. So yeah, I don't think I'll ever make it to a race in person either because it's so expensive. Oh my god. Also, it's way more convenient to watch it on your TV when you can actually just see all the angles. I think it would be cool to go to a race. I don't know. I'm happy watching it on TV. I also don't have that much spare time or holidays or money, so TV it is. I've done a bit more. Last thing to do is finish this wheel and then attach them. It just looks so cool. So overall, what is my plan in regards to Formula One related content? This channel has always and hopefully will always be just about stuff I'm interested in, my hobbies, vaguely. So I won't start making videos about books or traveling or languages. I will just also add Formula One into the mix. As before, it will be very uncoordinated in random bursts and just kind of whenever I want to talk about a certain topic, I will do that. For now, there will be a couple videos I have in mind in the very near future, just because Drive to Survive is coming out and the new season is starting. So after this video, the next video, I will have a little bingo card or two prepared because Drive to Survive is coming out in less than a week. Obviously it has its problems, but I still think it's quite fun and it's still the thing that got me into Formula One. So obviously with hopefully a critical lens, I still want to watch it, and I will probably make a video after having watched it as well. And then we'll see. Maybe I'll make a video each time there's a race. Maybe I'll make a video every couple of races. Whenever I think I have anything interesting to share, I'll make a video about it, kind of like I've done it for the rest of my hobbies so far as well. But this won't suddenly turn into a Formula One channel. There will be a couple videos and then it'll probably just even out again. Look at all the cool wheels. Let's attach them. I've also, if you haven't noticed, I was speaking into the wheel instead of the microphone. If you haven't noticed, we have a back part now. And on one side, after a couple stickers, I decided that I would leave one side blank and one side with the advertisements. So we have the advertisements here. Let me attach the wheel so it actually looks complete. So this is one side. I don't know if you can see it very well. Maybe like this. With all the advertisements. I'll give you some wheel ASMR. So this is what it looks like without the advertisements. Ignore these bits in the middle parts I already attached. Also nice. We don't actually have the console that I want to put it on yet, so I'm just going to put it on the floor. I hope you enjoyed this video and looking at my cool new car. It's the only car I can afford. If you want to watch more Formula One content from me, definitely let me know. I mean, I want to make it, but obviously people actually want to watch it. That would be great. Yeah, I hope you're excited for more videos like that. But also, again, my normal stuff won't go anywhere. And yeah, as I said, if you have any non-white male Formula One content creators, definitely let me know if you would recommend watching their content. I'm still in the hunt for more people to follow and look at cool stuff of. If I remember, I'll share some of my own in the description, which is usually barren. I hope I'll see you soon. Bye bye!